everybody and welcome to a new video on my channel. My name is Weremark and today I'm wearing a mask, as you probably should too. Today's video is going to be, as the title says, a Jurassic World walkthrough. This being my most popular map, I thought it would be fun walking you guys through the map, talking a little bit about the building process, showing you a comparison between the park in the movie and the games and so whatsoever, and just talking through the builds I've built on this map. So without further ado, let's go to the first build. The first build is the ferry landing of Jurassic World. This is where the ferries come with the tourists of the theme park. They arrive here, walk here and go to the monorail up. And this build is quite simple. It's just a pier out and it's this shop building, which actually is based on, I think, the Jurassic World mobile games. The most complex part of this is the monorail station, which the same design I've used throughout the park. It's just these two, I don't know what you call it, towers, orange towers with the wood around them, which are consistent through the park. You'll find these everywhere. Overhead glass roof and just a monorail system. As we work our way along the monorail tracks, I just want to tell you about a cool little feature in a mod I'm using. This mod is called the Voxel Map mod, and this will give you an in-game map of your surroundings. And this is very useful when I'm building on a larger scale, because this map, the whole entire Jurassic World map, as you can see here, that's built in a program called World Painter. So the whole entire map is custom made by me to look like the real Jurassic World island Isla Nublar. It's rotated 90 degrees to the wrong side. That was just because it was easier in World Painter to make it this way. The first stop on the monorail tracks is the Jurassic Golf Course. This is not featured in the movie and is just alluded to on the maps of the park in the movie. And this is just the same monorail station design with the same escalator going down. We have a couple of golf carts. Here's just a service shed and it's a golf course in Minecraft. It's quite simple. It's just green wool and you have a flag with a hole. And it's a path around here. I'm not much of a golf fan, so it's probably not accurate to what a golf path or a golf course would be, but whatever. Here we arrive at the bamboo forest, which is another part of the park which is not featured in the movies, so it's just guesswork on my part on how it looks like. It's basically just a wooden path with many bamboo sticks. I have put in a small dinosaur statue here with some flowing water and some rocks and some custom made trees just to lighting, just to give it a sort of atmospheric organic garden feel. Further along the monorail tracks we'll come to the Jurassic Gondola, another part of the park which is not featured in the movie, just alluded to on various in-movie maps and the lore of the films. And it's just more guesswork on my part. We have the standard Jurassic World stations and it goes into a sort of gondola entrance. It's guesswork really. You come inside, you take the stairs up, and there is a gondola waiting for you to take you to the top of the highest mountain on Isla Nublar. So you walk in here. Here you can step off and come outside and enjoy the views over Isla Nublar. So as you can see, on top of the gondola we have a pretty amazing view of the island. The frames are not doing quite well just now, but we can see to the next stop. We can see I guess it's all the trees interfering with the frames. It's a hell of a lot of trees there. Let's just turn it down a bit. Our next stop is the famous Gyrosphere Valley, which is featured in the movies. So we have the standard train station, takes us down here to this setup, which is featured in the movie. It is a place, Hawaii, which it looks exactly like this, which they used for the set of the Gyrosphere Valley. I have found some pictures of it online, and I think I have recreated it almost as perfect as you can. We also have just a little shop on the side here, and we have the small gyrospheres, which are just 3x3 squares with some stairs and some blue to make it look like they're round, which they really aren't because this is Minecraft. But they are spread out here in this terrain, which is all enclosed by fences. Sadly, no dinosaurs. This map also features some secrets, and if you can see what this is, I know you're probably a proper Jurassic World fan and you recognize this. In the category of secrets, this is the ruins of the old park. So this is the gate of Jurassic Park. It has the red banner instead of the blue of the new park. It's all worn down, and yeah, it's a neat little secret in the jungles of the map, which if you download it yourself, you may find. An iconic build from an iconic movie, this is the old Visitor Center. Filled with the iconic interior, where the iconic shot of the T-Rex roaring as the banner, which is placed here on the floor, slowly drizzles down from the ceiling. One more secret, as you can see here, a curved fence. If you're an eagle-eyed Jurassic Park fan, you'll recognize this as the old T-Rex enclosure, even with the destroyed toilet. This long escalator takes us down to the pier of the Cretaceous Cruise, which is featured in just one shot of the movie, with some people in the canoes paddling down the river flowing through Isla Nublar. This is the dock where you enter to the ride, outfitted with the same shop based on the Jurassic World mobile game, and another shed and some canoes which will take you down the canal. The canal is quite pretty atmospheric, with vines dangling from side to side, trees stretching out into the water, canoes on the water, rocks, vines. Even some more sinister things are located in the Cretaceous Cruise, such as this skeleton from an old and long forgotten dinosaur. On one of the outskirts of the island, you'll come across this building, which is quite easily recognizable as it's one of the most featured parts of the movie. This is the Raptor Paddock. It's sort of a hexagon shape with this part sticking out for the raptors to get fed or something, and here we have the guys. It's Blue, Delta, Echo, and I can't remember the last one. As it's one of the most heavily featured part of the movie, this build was quite easy to get done, as it was many screenshots. You had many different parts of the building and the paddock covered. You had both the interior and the exterior shots of the paddock in the movie and its surrounding areas. The infamous paddock, which is the I-Rex or Indominus Rex paddock. This was also heavily featured in the movie and covered from many angles. The control room, which Owen Grady comes to inspect the Indominus Rex, is built on an angle here. Building on an angle in Minecraft is always harder, but it made sense to build this paddock on an angle as it is not quite straight in the movie. The stairs takes up to the control room where you enter and you have a wonderful view of the paddock, sadly with no I-Rex at the moment. We have broken glass, which the I-Rex tried to shatter or scratch with its. The last thing we'll look at before going to Main Street and the surrounding area is the aviary, which is also featured in the movie. Not heavily, but we get a couple of shots of it, and it has these rings around him, which I will be honest with you, was pretty hard to get right. Especially these structural legs of the rings. The rings were quite easy to just do well at it, but these legs, to get them to work at the angles they do, which is it's not just 90 degrees, it is 90, it is 45, and then what is it? Is it 20, 23, 22, 22.5, I guess this angle is. And to get the angle, I used WorldEdit to just paste it in to those angles, but that made them turn out really wonky, so I had to come in and adjust them to fit with the rings going around. It turned out alright in the end, and I'm quite happy with the rings around. The interior, on the other hand, of the aviary, I'm not quite happy with. When I built this thing, well, I guess 3 years ago, landscaping was not a strong part of my building game, so it looks kind of wonky. I would prefer, if I was to redo it, I would probably some landscaping skills which I have picked up in the later years to, let's just break this and get out, to make this interior space look more alive. You can see here, that's probably the best interior, no, the best landscaping I've done inside here, and this waterfall it's not good, is it? And it just starts here, you know, some random vines going around. The build, I'm not quite happy with that either. Now for the most exciting part of the build and Isla Nublar, it's the area around the main street and the lagoon, which is filled with many builds, and it's probably one of the builds I've done which I'm most proud of. This lagoon area and main street and the hotel area is pretty good in my opinion, and it took extremely long time to finish. A lot of research went into building this thing, to getting it almost movie-like, and to have detail in the builds which we just see from afar. A prime example of that is the Hilton Hotel over here, and this lobby area which we can see here out of blue glass. The set of this is actually a conference hall in Hawaii where they filmed this. And I have gone into Google Maps and gotten street view of this exact conference hall to try and match it up with the lobby you see in the movie. Also, the hotels in the movie we don't see up close, we don't see the area, we just have some screenshots from far away of the hotel area, and it was quite hard to build. So this is based both of in-game screenshots, it's based on artwork from the movie, and it's based on other people's Jurassic World builds which have done equally as much research as I have on the topic. When we turn around, we find the Mosasaurus arena, which again was quite a hard thing to build as it is on an angle. It goes from 90 degrees there to 90 degrees there, and we have 3 stands between those two 90 degrees. So one is at 45 degrees and 2 are on 22.5 degrees. The one on 45 degrees was quite easy because that's just a diagonal, but the 2 on 22.5 degrees were a pain. They were done as the same as the aviary, the legs of the aviary, where they were pasted in at 22.5 degrees and then redone with just that as a template. Then it's time for Main Street, which is the most famous part of Jurassic World. It was the money shot in the movie, and it's probably the part of the map I am the most pleased with how it turned out. So at either side here we have the iconic orange tower things, and we have a couple of shops. We'll go through these shops quickly one by one. So at the end here we have a yellow, this is an IMAX theater. It's not featured in the movie, you see it in the background. When we walk in we have, well, it's just a normal theater. Next up is the Jurassic World Arcade, which is, as it says, an arcade. We have different arcade machines. These designs are based on Google Pictures, I think, and some are made by me. To the right, we have a Ben & Jerry's shop. This is an ice cream shop, and in the movie it was used as product placement for Ben & Jerry's. Here on the corner of Main Street we have the Jurassic World gift shop. This is a small gift shop which sells toys and souvenirs from the park. On the other corner we have Margaritaville, which is a sort of pub, restaurant kind of place, which sells drinks, and you have an outdoor rooftop terrace. I think it's right. Which people enjoy their drinks. To the right of that we have this building, which I'm not sure what is. On the official Jurassic Park fandom page it says this might be a Oakley shop. I'm not quite sure 100% what this is supposed to be. To the right of that it's a fast food place. I took it as McDonald's, which is why there are fries and burgers. To the right of that we have the Jurassic World public bathroom, which totals at the impressive number of 2 toilets for, what is it, 40,000 visitors in the park. To the right of that we have another restaurant, not sure what type of restaurant it is. This last building I'm not quite sure what is. Going down Main Street, on our left you'll find the T-Rex head. It's pretty impressive. A lot of detail has gone into this build. It's probably the best build I've ever built. The next shop is a sushi shop. I think it is the Yoshinoya. Don't arrest me on that pronunciation, please. Then it's the impressive Spinosaurus skeleton, which is located in Main Street. The last build on the left hand side is Winston Steakhouse, and it's a cool story behind the name of Winston Steakhouse. It was named after Stan Winston, who made animatronics for the past films and who passed away in 2008. So it's an homage to on the right hand side we have a couple of shops which I'm not 100% sure what is. I think this is a clothing shop, I'm not quite sure which one, and this is another restaurant type, bar type place. And this I think is another clothing shop. I'm not quite sure. It's the information on which shop is where and what in Main Street is quite limited, and it's been 3 years since I researched this, so my memory probably isn't as good as it was back then. The last building on the right hand side I know what it is because it has this green sign. It is a Starbucks. It's a small coffee shop if you are thirsty for a cup of coffee. And then probably the most iconic building of Jurassic World, the Visitor Center. This also was hard to build as it is on an angle. It's a circular building with point up, and it's quite big as well. So what I did when I was building this was I used World Edit to make circles smaller and smaller while going up. And it didn't turn out great at first, but the wood is remnants of those circles which were going around, and then I had to cut into that and fill with the blue which you see around here as the glass. The interior is quite cool as it features this hologram of a dinosaur, a Brachiosaurus I think it is, and this statue of the main man himself, John Hammond. Behind him is the research facilities. To the right of the visitor center we have the Jurassic World Aquatic Park. Here's the arena for the dinosaurs with the big scaly heads, which I assume are fighting and have a fighting arena in Jurassic World. It is on the maps of Main Street. I think it sounds a bit cheesy to have them fight, kind of like gladiators, but who am I to judge? To the left of the visitor center we have Jurassic World's probably most visited attraction, which is the T-Rex Kingdom, which features a log in the middle. I'm not sure if the log stretches like this across the entire arena, but I couldn't find any evidence of how it was located, so I just did like this. We have an entrance which takes you up into the log, which gives you the view which is seen in the movie. And if we pull this, on the right hand of Main Street we have the Gentle Giants petting arena, which is where the baby dinosaurs are, and you can go see them and ride them, which is featured in the movie. What's left is just some small details. It's this train station, which is the Main Street monorail station. We have the command center on top here with the helipad. This build is not very good. It just features a dark small staircase down to the control room, which is featured in the movie. As you can see here, it has just a giant map of the island and some seats for the people working to be seated at the workstations. That does it for the Jurassic World walkthrough of my Jurassic World map. If you enjoyed what you saw and wishes to download and explore for yourself, the link will be in the description. If you want to see more of my builds, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll update you when I have another video. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.